Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. I want to discuss Tesla's market share of the EV industry and what it might be in the future. Yes, Tesla have a great market share in the US, and if they could supply enough, it would likely be similar across the rest of the world. Tesla's market share in the US is over 80% for BEVs. That's battery-powered electric vehicles that require no fuel, so this doesn't include the likes of any hybrids. We hear from people saying that this kind of market share is not sustainable. The competitors will come and take some of their share. Elon also recently announced on the earnings call that they now have the largest market share in China too. So let's explore the possibilities, how likely this could play out, and how it will affect Tesla's market share. So we could talk about how all the incumbent automakers claim to have hundreds of new EV models coming out over the next few years, far more models than Tesla, offering more variety, and from some consumers' favourite brands. Some people are always loyal to their Mercedes, for example, of course until they've fully experienced a Tesla and realised they were just being Luddites. But Mercedes will come out with some nice EVs, I'm sure. They'll be more expensive than Tesla, and they won't have anywhere near as much range, and of course forget about FSD, but it's Mercedes, with all the usual Mercedes refinements. And besides, it would be boring if every car on the road was Tesla. However, it doesn't matter how many manufacturers bring out EVs and how many varieties of models they do it with, or even how much more luxurious they may be. No, the problem is that there simply aren't enough batteries to go around. Even if GM offers 10 times as many EV models as Tesla. Of course, remember, every time you make more models, you're also diluting your economies of scale, one of Tesla's biggest advantages. So rather than judging market share by how many more models are coming out from competitors, what we should really take into account is who gets the batteries. On the Q4 earnings call, Elon literally started speaking openly to all the battery suppliers, Panasonic, CATL and LG Chem. He expressed to them that their new batteries are in no way a replacement of their suppliers' batteries. It is simply to supplement their current supply. And he also said, in regards to their current supply, please make more and we'll buy them all off you. He urged the suppliers to get their companies to a level where they simply couldn't make any more, and Elon would still happily buy all the batteries off them. He did also say price is somewhat a factor too, but basically reassuring them that you have one customer that will buy everything you make. Tesla is already their biggest customer for all their batteries, so they have a lot of power over these companies. So if Tesla are buying all the batteries, then how can the competition have any share? Well, this is a good question. So obviously the competition are aware of this too. Volkswagen, for example, have invested $300 million into QuantumScape, the solid-state battery company. I like using Volkswagen as an example, as they are one of the largest auto companies, and Herbert Diess, the CEO, seems to be fairly switched on as to the fact they need to move over to EVs to have a chance. Volkswagen say approximately 35 billion euros will be spent on battery electric vehicles, but they don't say how much of that is for their own battery production, if any. They had previously announced a joint venture with Northvolt to start producing their own batteries, but very little has been mentioned about that since about August 2020, and it was estimated to reach 16 gigawatt hours in 2024. Just to compare, Tesla plan on 100 gigawatt hours next year with their 4680 batteries. So it doesn't appear that Volkswagen have secured any major battery supply. It would appear that they are also going to invest heavily in hybrid still. Even if QuantumScape did come out with a better battery, or as I say in marketing, a better mousetrap, and this might happen maybe in 2024 or 2025 if things go well, then so what? For starters, Tesla's own batteries should have improved 3 or 4 times by then already. They're good enough already. It's no longer a race to the best battery technology. It's moot by that stage. So we talk about this like QuantumScape as the leaders in solid-state battery research and technology. But has it ever occurred to anyone that maybe they're not? And maybe Tesla actually have their own secret research labs studying solid-state batteries too? And considering Tesla can invest significantly more and profit significantly more from it, and has the best engineers, most experience and knowledge on the matter, then perhaps maybe Tesla are the ones with the best solid-state batteries already. Okay, so some competitors are taking this seriously and announcing they will invest billions. But why would a rational consumer want to buy an electric Volkswagen over a Tesla? Well, as we mentioned, some consumers are brand loyal, but most consumers are rational and go for value for money. If there's a $25,000 Tesla that can do 400 miles of range and a $40,000 Volkswagen that can only do 250 miles, it's obvious which one most will buy. But that's as if you can buy a Tesla, which I'm going to guess you probably can't. This will be due to the fact that Tesla might have a 2-year waiting list, whereas right now you can simply buy an electric Volkswagen off the car lot today. Fine, then I'll just get a second-hand one, you might say. Sure, except they won't be $25,000. Elon Musk continually reassures us that these will be appreciating assets. The used car market will be a lot higher than the new. Supply and demand. But you need a new car, and you obviously don't want an internal combustion car now. You have to have an EV. No one wants internal combustion. Tesla simply doesn't make enough EVs for everyone. At least not yet. So people will have no choice other than to buy other manufacturers' EVs aside from Tesla. They're not competing with Tesla. They're competing with their own ICE vehicles. This is known as market cannibalization. So market share for Tesla cars will come down to the allocation of batteries. But what about all the manufacturers that haven't sourced their own supply of batteries? Well, they have to bid against Tesla's orders. CATL are not going to be a monopoly to Tesla, and Tesla won't say to them, we won't do business with you if you sell to any of our competitors. So if competitors want batteries, they have to pay more for them than Tesla do. The issue is that Tesla's batteries are more valuable than their competitors, because Tesla's hardware, motors, drivetrains and software are that much better. They're able to get more range from the same batteries. For example, if Volkswagen bought a 70 kilowatt battery, they may be able to make a 250 mile range car, whereas Tesla might be up to 350 miles. Tesla's dollar per range goes higher. So that would mean that the competition would need to cover the extra battery costs they have to spend to meet Tesla's range. How do they do that? Branding and marketing. Let's take Bentley as an example. These cars sell for such a high price, the cost of even a 150 kilowatt battery is relatively small. Therefore, they can feasibly bid higher than Tesla. But it doesn't have to just be Bentley. Cadillac is another luxury brand. They're going all electric. I believe this is the reason they can justify the battery cost with the luxury price branding. It's also more fitting for a luxury car to be silent. The question is, what brands can justify the expense? And what about NIO? They've decided to go head-to-head with Tesla. They have to compete in every aspect and still try and make a profit. How can NIO afford to pay more than Tesla on batteries when they have all the same issues? Less range per battery and higher production costs. This is a big problem for them. Well, I believe their only chance is the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP could influence CATL to source batteries for NIO. If this is not the case, I see absolutely no future for NIO, as they went head-to-head with Tesla and didn't pick a niche, aside from their battery swap technology, which prevents them from cell-to-vehicle technology, only further holding them back and adding to costs. If the CCP had nothing to do with NIO, there's no possible way it can survive. A lot of people invest in NIO because the Chinese economy is doing so well, and NIO are part of it, and they have the CCP on their side. But a lot of NIO investors believe it's going to be the next Tesla. Well, personally, I can't see this happening in any possible way. They also like to say that it's the Tesla of China. Sorry again, Tesla is the Tesla of China too. Remember, this is a tech industry. Look at Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft, or Netflix's market shares. They dominate. I see no reason for EVs to be any different, especially when you factor in FSD. So, taking all of that into consideration, and when Berlin and Austin are in full swing, Tesla could easily see a global market share of 60 to 70%. But Tesla have earmarked enough capital for about twice as many factories over the next few years too. Being so far ahead of everyone else, then I see no reason why 80 to 90% market share is not unreasonable in the next few years. That's a very rough guess, but later I might run an econometrics model too to see if I can work out something more accurate. It's just very time consuming. Alright, thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.